why can't more teams come back from 3-0? Right? We talked about this actually during our post-game show last night after the Phillies took down the Diamondbacks, and we're like, obviously it's must win now for Arizona because aside from 0-4, that's why you guys get mentioned all the time, no one's coming back from 3-0, right? Usually teams are like, that's it. That's the series. And usually it ends up being a sweep. Why can't it happen more often? We see 4-game winning streaks in baseball all the time. Like, obviously, I'm sure you've been asked a million times, like, how did you guys do it? What happened differently? Do we need to take shots before games? Whatever. But it doesn't happen ever.
I'm not gonna tell you that is impossible because we did it, but it's almost impossible to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It's almost impossible, and it's because the fact that momentum. I don't even know. To be honest with you, I remember this from Game Four of the 2004 playoff against the Yankees, uh, the ALCS. Um, Tito, as a manager, he he got prepared for the Game Four better than anybody I ever seen. He got all his pieces lined up for what he needed. If you think about it, like the Dave Robert stolen base, I don't think we can have a better base runner at that moment ready to go than Dave Roberts at that time. You can throw all the fast guys that we have on the team at the time, and I don't think anyone was better at in that moment than Dave Robert. Dave Robert was a masterpiece right there. If he don't get to that second base, and then you have, listen to this, Miller, Billy Ballgame, Billy Miller, we call him Billy Ballgame. What team ever in baseball has a guy that won the batting title hitting towards the end of the lineup? Have you ever thought about that?
Red Sox, 2004.
Yeah, I think he won the batting title in 03, and he was like pretty consistently in the 7 spot. So that's called lineup length.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if you think about how everything went down, it was something that pretty much was organized to be that way. You got Dave Roberts doing that. You got him coming through with the basic. Me personally, I remember facing Paul Quantro with the Yankees and when he was with the Blue Jays. And the one thing that I always remember about him, and you correct me if I'm wrong, AJ, was the front door fastball that he used to throw to every lefty.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
Remember that? If
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
one guy in the big league that was famous because of that pitch, was him. So when I saw him, that I was gonna face him, that's all I thought about. He gonna throw me the front door fastball right at me for me to get out of the way, and then boom, gonna come back to the plate. I was just expecting that pitch because of so many time facing him and getting to know. He was a tough. He was tough. He was tough. You know what I'm saying? And that pitch, he was the best at throwing it. That ball that I hit, if you watch the replay again, that ball was coming straight up at me, and he just got some of the play towards the end. He was the best at throwing that pitch. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things went our way for us to end up beating the Yankees, but it's even the weather help us if you think about it because we having a day off because of the rain. I think it was after the first game, and that basically after the first game we won. I think it was. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I remember they had a postponed game because of rain, I think it was, or whatever, and we had to play the next day. But that give our pitchers an extra day to recover because those guys, they weren't playing, man. They were scoring 19 runs per game. They were just whooping them. Everybody was pitching. I think I was gonna go to pitch at some point.
I would have paid to
So
see
bad
that.
they were whooping them. Huh?
Hey, I would have paid to have seen that. You pitching. Your peg leg.
I will be. It'll be a straight donation. Hey, you never know, man. I can get nasty.
Hey, all right. Before you, how many? You won 3 rings, right?
Yes.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
I got 2. So I'm a little. You
I
got
know you
one
do.
more than. Yeah, I got one with the White Sox, and I got one in high school from when my son's team whooped your son's team's ass in the state championship. So I got to get one more somewhere along the way.
Hey, you know what? I don't know if you remember me walking into the clubhouse for the World Series with the White Sox. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to say hi to all of you. And the one thing I remember about that clubhouse, it was that everybody was in a good mood. Everybody. I remember I talked to my boy Freddie Garcia, who was there with y'all at the time. Ozzy. I mean, everybody were in like the winning flow. That's
That's what
something that,
happens, though.
yeah, you guys end up just whooping everybody. But those are, but you know why that happened? You know why the clubhouse was on that floor? Because it was guys that were there before with experience, giving guidance to the rest of the squad, and that matters during the playoffs.